Hi everybody, I'm Debbie Dutch, and I'm here with the wonderful Jack Scagnetti, one of the greatest talent agents of Hollywood of all time. And we're going to discuss a little bit about auditioning and some tips in Hollywood for actors. So we're going to start with the first question that anybody ever asks is, can I get a part in this town? Can I get some work?
Well, the odds are great. First of all, there's a lot less movies nowadays. I've never seen it so slow in 30 years I've been in business. So that's number one problem. Number two, there's more actors than ever. There's more ways of communicating now because of doing discs that they send.
The internet.
The internet. A lot more ways to keep in touch. The old days, you had to go in person at a casting director at a studio, you know. So nowadays, there's just, people can shoot film on themselves and get it to the casting director. So there's a lot more competition.
I know, it's unbelievable.
So for every part, we got to figure. A lot of times the cast people will say how many people they'd like to see. Keep it to a limit. But if they don't specify, there might be 500 submissions. So imagine what the odds are.
Oh my goodness. And also, when you go in, you're so excited. And you think, did you see our little friend down there?
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
For a part in the film.
Oh, there he goes. See, now that's one thing that you can't do in an audition. Once the camera's on, you got to go for it, right, Jack?
Yeah, and he runs
you
off.
have to. Yeah, he took off. But I think he just got a little scaredy.
Also, speaking of the chicken, we don't want people to think you brought that chicken here.
Oh no!
That's your chicken.
But anyway, it's that time of year again. It's almost Thanksgiving. And here's a little leaf. It's time for fall. Yep, I cannot believe this year has gone by so fast. I mean, it was just a year ago that the two of us sat down and had our first conversations with Jack.
Seems like 6 months.
Doesn't it? Time just flies so fast. Well, Jack, if you were to give a young actor some advice on what would be some of the best ways that they could begin their career.
Okay, to begin with, you got to start off with training. Got to get a good teacher, get recommendations from friends that are successful actors. They can refer you to 3 or 4 teachers, because one teacher you might want to go to, they might not have an opening. Maybe they're too busy.
Mm-hmm.
So get several names of different teachers. Then meet with them and see if you think you could work with them. Because sometimes people's personalities clash. You just might not like the way they wouldn't be working with you. Like in your case, you're attractive and that. You don't know if the...
Oh, thank you so much. That is so sweet.
You don't know if the guy's going to make a play for you. Instead of concentrating on giving you acting tips.
I know. Well, that we do know about that. There are some situations where, that could come up. But in some ways, that's kind of good. I mean, I look at it this way. If a director thinks you're cute, sexy, and they like you, they're more apt to want to see you again, right?
Yeah.
In a callback.
Or spending at least some time with you, you get to know you.
That's right. So training, and then how to have your your relationship with the casting director, the producer, and the director. Very important as far as getting your first roles when you come to town.
And what I would do would ask whoever recommended you to that person, ask them to tell them everything they know about that person, what their likes and dislikes are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you might be going to a guy that's strictly out there to see how many girls he can meet and make out with. You know,
well, that's true.
There's people that way, and then there's other ones that are real serious about their work. Because way back 15, 20 years ago, we used to run twice a week casting director workshops where they would come in and we'd interview them, they'd give a talk and all that. People would have questions about different situations, do's and don'ts. So it's important to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of do's and don'ts. And one thing I know, when an actor goes into an audition, I think it's very important to not show a sense of like I'm desperate to get the part, right, Jack? You have to go in like
that's number one.
Yeah, cool, calm, and collected, and also have your lines down.
Yeah, and be calm. Don't get all nervous and everything. Because then I think you're going to do that way when you're in front of the camera.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you got to look rested and calm. You can't go to an audition like you were out the night before till 4 in the morning.
Oh, I know.
With a hangover.
That's for sure. And we know in Hollywood, that's a temptation.
Yeah.
That's a temptation. There's Hollywood parties every night. And I remember when I first came to town, I got on sort of like the Hollywood starlet list. And so every single night I was invited out. But my career was first. Absolutely first. So I did not go out every night. But I'll tell you, it was tempting. And all we have to do is look at the tabloids and see the different young actresses that are getting in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah.
But we won't mention any names.
Now, if somebody that you are interviewing with, say, a casting director, tries to make a play for you.
Oh, this is a good one.
Wants to take you out. Just tell them you're sorry, but you've got a regular boyfriend. And you don't think it would be good for the be doing that and doing a working relationship. There'd be a conflict of interest.
That is such great advice because, I never told you, but I have been in several situations where, that came up and I just point blank said, you know what, I just don't go that way.
Yeah.
Just don't go that way because what would happen if the actress or the actor does give in to that kind of innuendo, and then they don't get the part?
Yeah.
There's no guarantees.
So you gotta watch that sort of stuff.
You gotta watch that sort of thing.
The thing to do is try to find out as much as you can about the casting director through people that have worked with them, interviewed with them. And so you know what to expect, kind of questions you might ask him, what his personality is like, he or she does. So it's important to know as much as possible.
That is great. I think that's some of the best advice that I've heard in a long time. Thank you, Jack. That was wonderful. So we want to wish all the young, starting out actors all the luck in the world. But remember, training, get to know who you're going to see, have your lines down, be prepared.
Right. And the thing to do when you do go to a meeting, say it's not for an audition, just to meet a casting director, because a lot of agents set up meetings with casting directors so they get to know you. It's not for actual audition, you know what I mean? Just meet and greet.